Hello everyone, how are you today? I want to talk to you today about, are you throwing away 2020? That's a big question to ask. And while you're thinking about that, let me just tell you who I am. I'm Kelly Lee Sappenfield, and I am a fifth generation metaphysician, spiritual teacher, and coach and speaker. And today I really want to talk to you because I've seen a lot of posts about this and a lot of videos of people saying, you know what, I've had it, I'm done with 2020. I'm glad I didn't buy a journal because 2020 hasn't happened and it hasn't manifested how I want it to be. Are you there? Are you there saying, you know what, I've had it with 2020. I'm going to sit on my couch, binge on Netflix, and wait until the magical stroke of midnight, January 1st, 2021. Because 2020 isn't what you wanted, you think. 2020 hasn't been what you wanted. 2020 has brought things to the forefront that maybe you didn't want to face. I've seen a lot of people. I'm giving up. I'm tired of this. I'm done. I've had it with 2020. Let's just get on the bandwagon to 2021 and say forget it. Because you know what? That doesn't work. It doesn't work whenever you're telling Spirit, I'm not accepting what you're offering. So have you put on the blindfold for 2020? And you're like, okay, I'm just done. I'm going to stream TV and I'm going to veg out on romance novels or action adventure novels, and that's it. I'm done. And I've also seen a lot of posts about, this was not on my vision board. Really? Are you sure about that? How many of us put on our vision boards, we want more time with our family? How many of us put on our vision boards that we want time to do the things that we really want to do? To focus on ourselves, to grow spiritually, to get tuned in, turned on, and tapped into life. The life we really want, not the day-to-day grind, right? How many of us put on our vision boards, even if your vision board was only in your mind, and it wasn't this beautiful art piece, right? How many of you put on your vision boards that type of stuff? Well, my vision board had, I wanted to go to the Seychelles. Okay, so maybe you're not going to the Seychelles right now. But maybe when you can go to the Seychelles, instead of having just the standard room, maybe with no ocean view, you've got the beachside villa. Because you've had more time to budget for it. More time to plan. And that way, when you actually do get there, you enjoy it more. But let's get back to 2020. We always say, if I had more time, I would do X, Y, Z. I don't have time to work on my spirituality because I have all these things to do. I don't have time to work on what I really want to do because I have my 9 to 5, my kids, my parents, whatever it is I have to take care of, right? How many of us have said that over the last 5 years, over the last year? You know what 2020 has brought us? Collectively, worldwide. That time to say, okay, I'm home. I'm sheltering in place. Now, home may look like a 500 square foot apartment in New York City. Home may look like a 5,000 acre ranch in Texas. Or you're on an island living in the Caribbean. Or you're living in Abu Dhabi or Singapore. It doesn't matter what home looks like. Because home is really in your heart and in your head. But you're sheltering in place you're in the middle of a pandemic and you're wondering, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to do this? What am I supposed to be doing with all this time? And at the same time, you're not looking to see what it is around you. You're kind of like that ostrich that senses danger and thinks, okay, if I just put my head in the sand until January 1st and the magical strike of midnight, like I'm Cinderella or something, 2021 is going to be this magical, perfect, utopian year. Well, guess what happens to that ostrich if that danger happens to be a lion? And now, I don't know if in real life, if ostriches and lions live in the same place. So don't go after me on that one. But let's just say for this instance, let's say that danger happens to be a really hungry lion that hasn't eaten in a long time. Is it going to look at the ostrich with its head in the sand and say, oh, I'm sorry. You're vulnerable right now. And you're in you can't see me because you've pretty much put on your blindfold because you got your head stuck in the sand. So I'm just going to mosey on to another ostrich that doesn't have their head in the sand. And maybe I'll have a fighting chance to have a meal with them. No. That lion is going to look at that ostrich with his head in the sand and say, oh yeah, there's my next meal, right? Well, let's take that, but put it where spirit is. Spirit's not telling you because there's a world pandemic to put a blindfold on and just wait until your perceived vulnerability and danger is over. Spirit is telling you, hey, go out there and be the lion. Chase down your dreams. Create a stronger spiritual connection. Connect with those you love, even if you can't connect personally. Because if you're on the internet, if you have a cell phone, if you live in a modern society, you are connected, even if you're not physically connected. Now, do I want to be able to get out and have that physical connection and travel once again? Of course I do. But that doesn't mean I'm isolated in the sense that I am somehow alone, because I'm not alone. I'm never alone. I've got my angels and guides with me for one. My parents who are in spirit that like to let me know they're here. And I've got my husband here. My son's not here, but you know what? That doesn't mean we can't talk on the phone. That doesn't mean we can't video chat. There are ways. And I've also seen online where, what could I possibly do for my home? Well, William Shakespeare wrote 2 of his greatest works during a pandemic. Sir Isaac Newton discovered the law of gravity during a pandemic. And there's plenty of other people out there that have been told that they're now good at something and totally did not take that in as truth. Walt Disney was told he was not creative and had no talent. I think he had a little bit of creativity in him and just a smidgen of talent, don't you? So don't listen to the naysayers, because there's going to be naysayers anytime and every time you try to change. It's not them that you need to listen to. It's you and your guides and angels that you need to listen to. You need to listen to, what is it I was put on this earth to do? Am I doing it? What is it that I was put on this earth to do spiritually? What did I agree to when I came in as a contract to grow my spiritual vibration to? Who did I agree to teach? Who did I agree to heal? And have I healed myself of the things I need to heal myself of? And have I learned what I needed to learn? Now, some of our greatest teachers are those closest to us. And we perceive it as a negative. Because maybe you and your mom didn't get along when you were a teenager. I'm right there. My mom and I couldn't have butted heads probably any more than we did when I was a teenager. But you know what? The last probably 2 decades of her life, we were thick as thieves. We were best friends. So, it doesn't matter what's going on right now. What matters is how you face it. So don't throw away 2020. You're given an opportunity that you'll never have again. You're giving the opportunity to say, I've got time now. I've got time now to study and learn. I've got time now to tune in and grow spiritually. I've got time now to make my dreams and desires reality. I've got time now to do the research to figure out how to do that. I've got time now to find the coach that can help me guide me through that. So no more saying, I'm done with 2020. Instead, all right, 2020, bring it on. Let's go. I'm ready to rock and roll. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. And that's what you need to look at. This is absolutely the opportunity of your lifetime. This is not a negative. This is a positive. And it's a mindset switch. It really is. Because if you look at this as a negative and you're waiting for that kumbaya commune of heaven on earth to happen, you're going to be waiting for all of eternity. So I want you to think about it. Are you trying to throw away 2020? Do you have that blindfold on? Or are you ready to take the blindfold off and really see 2020 and all of its opportunities? No more posting, I've had it, I'm throwing my vision board out, I'm glad I didn't buy a journal, I'm glad I didn't do this, or, why did I make these plans to go on a cruise this year? Now I'm not going to be able to do that. When we get into that negative space, that causes the depression. That causes the feeling of isolation. That causes all of that. Don't look at what you perceive you lost. Look at what you have gained. Maybe it's the time to actually start that project. Maybe it's the time to actually focus on your health. It's definitely the time to tune in and grow spiritually. So I want you to think about it. Think about, have you been facing this pandemic in the light of negativity and what it's taken away? Or are you facing it in the light of positivity and what it's bringing in and the opportunities you have? Because that's a huge difference. And I really want you to get that. It means so much. Because you know what? The stroke of midnight on January 1st isn't some magical moment. The magical moment's now. Now is when you create the magic. I'd really love to hear from you on if your mindset had been in putting the blindfold on. If your mindset had been in, I'm just going to stream a bunch of happy-go-feel-lucky movies and TV shows and not think about what is really going on. And I get it. You've had it up to here with the politics and this side versus that side, and you open up Facebook and you're like, seriously, people? I get that part. And it doesn't matter which side of the spectrum you're on. But I also understand that you don't have to take that in. You don't have to respond to every post. You don't have to look at the negative and, oh my gosh, did they really do this or did they really do that? No. The people that came out of the Great Depression and were survivors and thrivers took the time of that era to really create their dream life. And some of them did it from being homeless. If you've got a cell phone in your hand and you've got internet connection, chances are you're not homeless. Chances are you may be struggling, but take the struggle as a lesson. Take the struggle, whatever it is. Take whatever it is that Spirit has shown you that is no longer working for you as an opportunity. Because the opportunity is in the moment. The opportunity is saying, okay, 2020, I'm all in. Give me what you got. Show me the signs of what I'm supposed to do. Because when you came into this life, you had contracts. You had contracts to grow your spiritual vibration. You had contracts of who you were going to teach, who you were going to learn from. You had contracts on who you were going to marry, who you were going to have intimate relationships with, if you were going to have children. You had all these contracts. How are you doing on fulfilling them? Maybe it's time to tune in and turn that back on. Because when you do cross over the veil, do you want to sit there with your guides and angels and say, okay, this is what I agreed on, but I decided, I really didn't like it, so I'm not going to do it, and I just kind of coasted along? Or are you going to say, this is what I agreed on, I did it, I'm done, here I am? Or are you going to say, this is what I agreed on, this is what I accomplished, and here I am? There's a difference. And the difference doesn't mean you have to become the next William Shakespeare, Isaac Newton, or Walt Disney. It could be that you become the person that people go to because they need a shoulder to cry on and they know that you'll listen. Because being able to listen is a gift. Most of us hear, few of us listen. So, think about it. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But in the meantime, I've opened up and I'm offering some free discovery calls, some free chats with me. So if you have that one area of your life that either A, is no longer serving you and you need to figure out how to take care of the situation and move on from it, or B, you know you want to do this, but you have no clue how to do it, how to create it, how to manifest it, or anything else, or 3, you're really ready to grow spiritually, learn soul evolution, learn your purpose, and learn metaphysics, then go to kellyleesappenfield.com and sign up for one of those free calls. And let's get you on your path. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here so that you live your utmost potential, your most enjoyable, happy life. That doesn't mean you're not going to have days that just totally suck. That's part of life. But my purpose here is to make sure you do live your utmost best life to its highest potential, spiritually and humanly. So, from this point on, no more done with 2020. Instead, 2020 is the year of perfect vision. And I have taken off my blindfold. And if I needed to, I've put on the spectacles and I'm ready to see and move forward. Everyone, take care. Have a great evening and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.